Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing my top 3 option plays for the week. It took me some time to find these. A lot of the tickers I tend to play are at levels I don't want to play right now with VIX being so low. So I had to do a little digging to find these plays. Two of them are going to be some simple put plays. Another one is going to be a leap strategy. And let's go ahead and jump right into it. So first off, we got Zoom. If you've been with me for a while, you know I like selling puts on Zoom. Sometimes I'll sell some bear calls on Zoom, but for the most part, I like selling Zoom at below the 250 level. On the chart here, you can see that I'm looking at some Fibonacci's. We almost hit this bottom fib, but we stopped before that. This fib is using levels going back 2 years, so it's not the most accurate thing to be going off of, but it gives me a level below the current lows, so I'd like seeing where that would be. And if you look at the volume, a lot of volume above it, I would expect it to go back up to 300, hopefully, but we don't need to go necessarily up in order for this play to be good. We got earnings on 11:30, and the RSI indicator is just kind of sitting in the middle of the boat here. If we get down to like the 250, we know this could be a oversold signal being sent to the algos, so that's why I want to be under the 250 range here and sell it before 11:30. If we go on ahead and go to the trade tab here, the play I was looking at was November 26th. Which seems to be a popular date for me recently. A lot of my current plays are on that date. And what I'll be looking at doing is I want to be below that 250 mark. So I'll be looking at the 245 and selling it, hopefully get around 240 if VIX goes up a little bit early in the week. But even at like 220, it's a decent 1% return for like a 27-day hold. So that's one play I'll be looking at is the 245. If you want to, it looks like there's enough premium here that you could do some put spreads. Like you sell the 250 by the 245, net a credit of maybe 80 cents on, what is that, $500 risk. All right, so the next play I want to talk about is HYLN. This is a stock that has good meme potential, I guess you could call it, a lot of upside potential. And if they get any kind of big news coming out, this stock is going to run because there's a lot of diehard fans for it. And I kind of want to take part in that, but I don't want to be gambling too much with it. I want to have like a defined risk loss and potential reward scenario and have plenty of time to do this. So this is the position I'm looking at using leaps to create a position on. And on this stock here, you have earnings coming up, but because I'm using leaps, I don't really care about that being a thing right now. All I see is in the past, the stock has been up to 27. Randomly off, assume news here, like it'll jump a good $7-8 at some random times. We're near all-time lows, so I think this could be a good play to kind of take in and like put a little gamble on, a little small bet that has potential to pay off. And what I'll be looking at doing here is going to the January 24, and I'm going to sell the $12 put. Looking at the spread there, I think we can get filled at $7 here. And then I'm going to buy the $12 strike. And if we look at the fill there, you might be able to get that for $3.20. Now, since I'm collecting so much premium from selling the put, I'm actually going to go ahead and buy two $12 calls at that point, because that's still less than the premium I'm receiving. I just think it looks pretty cool. It gives me double the upside for this position. If we look at the risk profile, the most I can lose is going to be a little under 1,200 because that's like what we'd be buying the stock at. So 1,200, but we're actually having a little credit because 320 times 2 is less than 7. So essentially, I'm just going to say my max loss would be 1,200. It's going to be less because of the difference here, but who knows what those fill prices are going to be. So this is a $1,200 bet for me. Then for every dollar that HYLN goes above 12, I'm going to be making $200. So let's go ahead and start at 12 here. If you look at the left side here, this blue number, you can see it go up about $200 for every dollar it goes up. So 65, 265 or 270, 465. And it's because I'm long two calls here. So I'm using the put that I'm selling to fund buying two calls so that I can participate in the upside when HYLN does go up, if it goes up. If it doesn't go up, my max loss is defined as the 1,200 minus whatever premium credit I receive from doing that play. Next up, I want to look at Ally. I love their whole banking system and everything. It's just fun that I finally get to actually sell a put on them. Basically, after earnings, Ally has tanked. Looks like it's finding support at an old support level here, and I think it'll hold. So I'm looking to sell a put. I want to be below this level here. Ideally, I'd be about where this little volume picks up here. It's about 41, maybe 42 level here. When I go look at the trade, what I was looking at was the December 17th 42 put here. Like we said, there's going to be some support at 41 where it will slow down and bounce off of. But being $1 above that, I can roll if I need to, and I could chase the stock down if I don't want to take assignment. So I'll be looking at the 42 here, and this will be the one I'll be selling. Get 1% return. It's going to be a 48-day hold, so it's going to be, that's one I'll be looking at. I think it's going to be a easy $45 in my pocket. And if not, then what I can do is roll the stock and chase it down if needed. But I think we should be good. And with that all done, last thing I want to say is for the HYLN play, since I'm selling that in the money put, there is potential that you can be assigned early because it is deeply in the money. And if that does happen, my plan for that would be to just immediately sell the shares and then sell the put again to get back into that position. Because why own the shares? I'm just trying to set it up through options. And that wraps up this video. If you guys like this content, go ahead, like, subscribe, and see you next week.